So yesterday we told you that Hamilton is very likely to be the first show to return to Broadway because, let's be honest, they're really the only show that can afford to get back without a full audience. But even they won't return until at least July, which creates more than half a year of uncertainty for so many, including this costume shop. In the latest installment of the Noon's Extended Intermission, we wanted to introduce you to the two men behind that shop who are doing what they can to save not only their own business, but their competitors as well.
It has been wonderful and equally horrific.
John Kristiansen and Brian Blythe are partners, not only in life.
We charged quite a lot for multiple fabric sheets, a lot of samples.
But in business. At the costume shop John established nearly 25 years ago. They are also working parents.
I had this incredible opportunity that we're all calling a pandemic to actually spend a full summer being with my kids every day.
While at the same time,
I'm just watching everything crumble.
It's all so much more painful when you consider they just completed costumes for the new Broadway musical 6. But the day it was set to open, John was hospitalized with COVID-19. He wouldn't miss opening night, though, because that same afternoon, Broadway shut down. 3 days later, with John still in the hospital, they made a tough decision.
That was the day that we had to make the call to just lay people off, thinking that it would be a couple of weeks.
Weeks turned into months.
Nothing like this has ever happened in my life, and these are my family.
All 52 employees were let go, with the hope that when business returned, they would too.
One of my ladies has been with me for 25 years, so to send her home and not know what's going on or have any way to guarantee that I can take care of her is something that I never thought I would ever have to do.
John and I had spent many late nights thinking, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to sell our house? Are we going to move to my sister's basement with our family of 6? Like, what are we going to do? At one point, we're like, do we try to pivot to bridal? But the bridal industry is not thriving either. So it was just sort of, what's the pivot here? How are we going to survive this?
They came up with a nonprofit to not only try to save their own costume business, but their competitors as well.
There's this ecosystem that is a whole group of people that creates the industry.
It's an ecosystem that they say is like the arts community nationwide, in that it too has been forgotten by the federal government.
We're trying to get private donations because there isn't any federal relief that's coming down the pike that we can see at this point.
The Costume Industry Coalition, as it's called, has so far raised more than $225,000. Its members actively lobbying Congress to include federal money in a new round of coronavirus relief. John and Brian want Washington to know that the arts community is not only something that serves to entertain.
Not something that, feeds our soul and is warm and fuzzy. No. We actually make a lot of money for the city, for the state. The arts and culture sector contributes $877 billion value added to the U.S. economy, is 4.5% of the GDP, and employs 5.1 million arts workers across the country.
They say they'll continue to fight for all those workers, even when things get tougher.
I'm very focused on keeping the momentum going. We're just trying to save our livelihoods right now. So we're not doing any hero work. It's honestly a very selfish endeavor. I'm just trying to make sure we can save our family and our home.
It's hard to fathom what happens after this goes on for so long, how it rebuilds itself, how we can rebuild itself to a point where I can get my people back into the room and build the business that I had before that was shut down on no fault of my own. I'm just here trying to do what I've been doing well for 25 years, and now I have to rebuild. We're just trying to do what we know how to do and hope that it comes back.
Now, some costume orders have returned to the shop as production on certain films and television shows slowly picks up. That's let them rehire about a dozen employees so far, but with COVID cases rising pretty much everywhere nationwide, it is unclear if even those jobs will continue. We wish them the best.